Welcome to the next series, everyone. We are in Group A of the Nations Cup. It continues. $10,000 of prize money on the line. 28 teams from 17 different nations. It's good stuff here. Really nice game so far. We had a fantastic start into the tournament, and I guess that's just how it's going to continue. We find ourselves in Group A once more. Vikings are getting banned instantly against the Germans because they already used it in previous matches. I believe it was against the Serbian team. Now, right now, when we're talking about the group stage, we have 7 groups with 4 teams each, and the first place out of every one of these groups advances to the next round of the tournament. So 7 teams advance directly, but we need an 8th team as well. This is why the second place out of every group has another chance in a last chance qualifier to get that 1 slot. So it's pretty important to position yourself well within the group. Obviously, we used seeding as well, so each group has usually at least 1 heavy hitter. And that heavy hitter in Group A that we have here on hand is the German team. They have been crushing it. They absolutely obliterated everybody that they went up against. They're the big favorite, not only for the group here, but also, of course, to do well in the playoffs. And the Norwegian team, yeah, they had 1 match so far against Serbia, and they weren't able to take a map. So for them, it's going to be important to, I guess, at least try and do well here. But it would be amazing if they could, for example, take a map or even take the series. So we'll see what they can do today. We have currently Blaze and Turanda already locked in for the Germans. We got Leo and Sylvanas on the side of their opponents. Towers of Doom is our first map. This is a best of 3 series. And Germany is locking in Suljan. They had some fun so far. They played Butcher, they played Vikings, they had some crazy picks. Lots of stuff that they actually scrimmed with as well. Most of the teams have already formed several weeks ago and have been heavily training for the event here. And of course, as mentioned before, this is going to last quite some time. With 28 teams, we're going to cover every single match here. So there's going to be lots and lots of action, and it's going to be pretty good. Mirroring, it's banned out. And that leaves us with our final ban for map number 1. So let's have a look what we're gonna get here. And I'm honestly very curious what the German team is going to bust out. They've really been leaning towards testing a couple of things in this environment here too. Might be things we will see again in the playoffs. But for the blue team, this is actually their last match in the group stage. And also as a quick reminder, countries were able to sign up multiple teams. So we have actually 3 German teams. We have also, I believe, 3 French teams, 2 UK teams, a couple of teams from Poland as well. So every single time that we find ourselves in a situation where we have multiple teams for a country, you will see a number behind the team, and that number is representing the seeding of the team. So this is the highest seeded team from Germany, but we still got Germany 2 and Germany 3 as well. And, well, it looks like Team Norway is actually trying to go for a bit of a killer comp with Varian locked in, likely going to be Taunt on level 4, Stukov for the Lurking Arm follow-up, and then they have Sylvanas for damage, and very likely we're going to see Happy Capped also trying to get some extra burst out. Could be a mage, of course. Li Ming already taken by the opponent. And we get Lili, Turanda and Lili. Oh boy, we had some Lili games already, but now we have it again. So no real main tank, but we get some Lili action over in here. So double support, double damage, and then Blaze on the side lane, as Team Norway has to somehow try and deal with that, and they're locking in Zarya to attempt and do exactly that. Well, Towers of Doom, map number 1 in the best of 3 series. Everybody, Germany going up against Norway. Let's go. Game on! The Germans in blue over on the left side with Hazorps on Blaze as we're heading into Towers of Doom. We got Dino on Suljan, Death Knight on Li Ming, Ultralisk with Turanda, and then the Dark Wolf with Lili. We've seen that before. So apparently, I mean, Lili main tank. Lili main tank is essentially what we're getting here. Have, of course, a couple of role swaps going on, too. Over on the right side, the Norwegian team with Mekaku on Stukov. We got Seguten on Leoric. Thunderbear is playing Varian. We got Happy Capped on Zarya. Feeling the heat already. And then Kirby with Sylvanas. Well, time to shine. Let's see what the team is up to. They're actually sneaking down to the bottom of the map, already looking to snack up an early kill. That hasn't really panned out. Instead, the Germans come in with all that aggression, the stun, and then Lili, the happy little panda, is bloodthirsty as usual and comes in to take Sylvanas down. Easy kill for her, and the German team in the lead. Quick 1-0 for the blue team. They have so far not dropped a single map, and this is their last match in the group stage. In every group out of the 7, we have 4 teams, of course, and thus far the Germans have absolutely dominated. So they're going now up against the Norwegian team, who really need a bit of a win here. So far it's quite unclear who's the favorite for the number 2 spot in the group. We have Brazil and Serbia in the same group. Thunder Bear in some trouble down here. Death Knight wanted to go for the kill, can't quite get it. But we have a mad brawl going on at the bot lane, whereas Leo and Blaze have started to rotate between the mid and the top. So, as is, still the pumpkin cams in play. And Dino is stacking, and he's stacking pretty well over here. 6 stacks already on his baseline, adds number 7, and Zarya is just standing there offering another opportunity. But the Norwegian team is fighting back. They're taking down Lily. The Panda is dead and gone. And that immediately leads, of course, to a very quick attack on the pumpkins. And both of the teams have moved to their respective camps in order to get them onto the bot lane. So, down at the bottom of the map, Ultralisk here, also with Tyrande. She obviously can give a lot of utility currently, especially with Lily also moving in. So they have essentially 2 supports and can spec a bit more aggressively when it comes to talents. 8 stacks already for Suljin. So doing actually pretty well and getting close to his first quest reward, which would be very beneficial if he's also attempting to stack them later on 7. But already the hits are coming, the pumpkins moving through, stuns dodged, Ultralisk started to get attacked, but they're focusing on Dino, who is still totally fine and turns it around again with 1 stack after another, sitting at 12, sitting at 13. Oh, Dino is getting a massive amount of stacks in very early. Suljin is going to become a monster if that trend continues here. With level 4, we now have not only the speed bubble, but also taunt for variants. So this is going to help to try and get close and lock that taunt in. But if they can follow up on that, that's a very different story. The blue team is aggressive as usual, trying to move through the bot lane, and they are just dishing out the pain right now. Triple altar phase soon starting. There's the taunt. They're trying to go for Ultralisk. Tyrande in a bit of trouble, but is still able to get out and retreats quickly as Dino gets the range increase on his baseline. So already unlocking the first reward here. Very good for him. Top left, top right, channeled by the 2 side laners. And the party at the bottom of the map, all centered now around the final altar that is still in play. And Dino is just a murder machine here. The stacks that we're getting from Suljin are absolutely bonkers. But Li Ming is the one that falls. Team Norway with another kill, ladies and gentlemen. The Germans now behind in kills, and they're chased away as the Norwegian team is starting to get aggressive. But Zarya seems to have a bit of a death wish and stayed way too long. Gets murdered and crushed for her efforts. The altar still goes to the red team. So great effort here by the team on the right side of the map. Able to get 2 out of the 3 altars. Slightly behind in experience now, but still doing a great job here. As Suljin now locks in the Arcanite axis. And he is going to be a menace. We're only 4 minutes into the game, and you look at the damage output that we're seeing from Dino. It is sitting at 20,000 damage. 4 minutes into this. Absolutely crazy. Doubling what Zarya and Sylvanas bring to the table. Solo kill. Actually, not quite a solo kill. Li Ming rotated towards the top to facilitate that kill against Leoric. Down here, though, Stukov falls. Numbers disadvantage, and they just don't care. Dino is murdering everything in sight. Is starting to stack his level 7. And he's soon going to have the double swing too. Comes in and they get another kill as Varian falls. And Dino sits at 29 stacks. Dino is about to complete his quest. And we are only 5 minutes into the game. Absolutely crazy. Mid lane pressure against Seguten. Leoric has to retreat here. And the power at the bottom of the map in the hands of the blue team as they're hoping to take the altar or at least pressure it significantly. Come in with lots and lots of damage and attack. Kirby trying to hold them at bay, buying time for the rest of the team to rotate in. But level 10 is mega close now for Team Germany. They're going to get their heroics in just a second. At this point, we got the Water Dragon. We have also Starfall for Tyrande. And of course, right now, Team Norway, they have a 2-level deficit already in experience and need to be mega careful. We got very, very quickly a quick pick on the camp before the blue team can move in and try and steal it away. And now the attack through the bot lane once that the altar is channeled. Dino just looking for that fight. I think he needs 1 auto attack, maybe 2, in order to complete the quest here. So he is mega close and has locked in Tazdingo instantly. Attack at the top. Leo's coming in. Yeah, no entombs, no ults there. Varian also attacked in the middle, gets slowed down as Lily comes through with the Water Dragon. There's the attack, and Varian is dead. And Dino completes his quest at the 6-minute mark. 6 minutes in, and now it's time for the double swing, and they're pushing this easily past the 4, don't even care. Right now, they are in the driver's seat. They take that bottom bell tower and can push this further. And now with 14 stacks on level 7, Dino can just stack this up all day, every day. This is trouble for Team Norway. They did well in the early game, but they are currently crumbling a bit. And mainly, of course, because they do not have heroic abilities. They fell behind in experience, and that was a huge problem for them. You can see that specifically the hero experience present a massive gap between the two teams. With the 7 kills to 2, the Germans pulled ahead right away. And also in minion experience and mercenary experience, they have taken the lead. Once again, it's the Water Dragon that comes in, and the attack just continues. They hold on to the bell tower control, wait for the next objective. Leo is helping out, trying. Now that they have level 10 abilities, they have at least theoretically a chance to fight back here and make a play. But the blue team is absolutely unimpressed and is just stacking specifically Dino. He can't get close enough in many instances to get the hits in for the baseline. There's the silence, and that's the kill. Dino is down. Nice. Team Norway. They had 1 mission right there, and they executed it well. They dove deep to get the kill and took him out. Now Li Ming with the hits, though, and Death Knight even survives. Li Ming gets the resets and absolutely crushes them. They killed Dino, put him back down to 27 stacks for now, but they paid the price shortly after as Li Ming came in swinging. Top side, the bell tower is taking a massive amount of damage. Leoric moving down to the bottom of the map, allowed Blaze, of course. A lot of leeway. And it seems that the team is not really on the same page here. They didn't realize that Varian was coming through and trying to help out. Honestly, if they communicate this better, Hazu is dead. If they communicate this better, Hazu has absolutely no chance of survival. The taunt, follow up by an entomb, and then Sylvanas behind it, that is not doable. But as is, they didn't communicate it properly, and now they're losing 2 of their heroes instead of getting a kill. It allows them a little bit of wiggle room at the bottom of the map, since they have more space to go and take their bell tower back. But with 11 kills, 2-3, Team Germany, bloodthirsty as usual, is still dictating the pace of the game here. Especially, of course, now, where we have Calamity mixed with Glass Cannon. Kids, don't do this at home. Leave this to the pros. Lily gets attacked, and it's a double kill against Sylvanas and Leoric. But Li Ming dies, Lily dies too. It's a slaughter. An absolute slaughter here in the middle of the map. By now, Dino with 38 stacks on his baseline and 32 on his level 7. They're getting more and more aggressive. They've already taken the bell tower at the top lane, and now they're moving into the middle of the map to try and do the same thing right here, right now. Big hits, big damage, 46,000 now from Dino. Here comes the silence again, but he got the ult out, gets the ult, gets a couple of heals. They still want him, and they take him down. Thunderbear trying to escape, not able to retreat, but they got the kill. 6 kills for the Norwegian team. Not too shabby, honestly. I mean, again, they are not just sitting back and taking it. They are fighting back. They're trying to take the initiative. They're trying to be aggressive. And I gotta give it to them. They put these attacks in whenever there's an opportunity. They have 13 versus 13 on the board. They know that's one of their best chances to get some aggression going. And that's exactly what they did. And now they're about to hit that channel. Nice! Well done. They eat the owl with some of the other heroes. Get 3 shots fired. Turanda's channeling in the middle, of course. And the German team is now on level 16 talents and pulls ahead even further with a 5-6 shots fired. It's 29-20 on the core for now. But still, good effort from the team from Norway. Top aggression is now coming in. Obviously, there's always the threat now that the blue team is able to get all of the bell towers and gets the barrage going. Lily is currently heroically defending the middle all by herself, going up against Zarya. But there are a couple of friends coming. There's the taunt! They want that kill, and they're gonna get that kill. I gotta give it to the red team. They're actually executing that killer comp quite nicely. They have 7 kills in total, and they've been doing a great job just rotating in and getting quick kills whenever they can make it happen. There was, of course, that one miss at the top where they could have taken out Blaze, but right now they're at least working the kills in. It's just that overall, on the macro level, they are struggling. When it comes to the macro game, they're just not on the same level as the Germans, and this is a huge problem for them. If you're looking at the minion experience in particular here, the gap is massive. But these combos that they're executing, they're working well. They come in, oh, that hurt! Triple stun with the jet propulsion, and Varian is dead again. So is Zarya. Varian and Zarya both dying 5 times in this game already. So yeah, it's wild. Li Ming went a bit too deep and dies again, but now we have Tyrande getting attacked, and that's a bigger problem. Ultralix, beautiful in Tomb. Beautiful in Tomb, and that wrecks Tyrande. We have the triple altar phase coming up with 20 points on the core. This could hurt the blue team a lot. Blaze is already channeling Solar at the bottom of the map, but we have up here Dino with more damage. Damage. That's the only thing that he knows right now, and he is putting that in. Does he have his ult? He doesn't, and he gets murdered. Mace to the face, baby, and Dino is done for. 3rd time that he died. They were able to get the kill against Leoric. 40 stacks and 47 for Dino on the respective talents, but the top right is about to get channeled by Team Norway. They're really putting the work in. They're killing Lily again. They went for the weakest link here. And now we have 26 to 10 points on the core. And Team Norway make a play for the boss. They have the numbers advantage right now, and they realize that this is the best shot that they have to take the boss off the board as a tool. Stukov with a big shove over here. Death Knight is coming in, obviously with glass cannon, so they gotta be careful here. But generally speaking, this should be an easy lock for the team. Blaze with the jet propulsion. They're risking it, but the point is taken. And now Tyrande's in trouble. Gets entombed. The shots fired against the German team. Ultralisk is already gone. They're going for Death Knight, and they take him out as well. Kill after kill now for Team Norway. 13 kills against 20. They are just wrecking it right now. Amazing job by the red team. Zero respect over here. They come in swinging. They're not just sitting back. Nope, they're taking risk, and it's working out for them. 22 points on the side of the Germans, 10 on the side of Team Norway, and they are gaining momentum. They nearly closed the gap in experience, by the way. So, nearly able to close the experience gap, but top side, Dino is pushing once more, and they're getting big damage in here. Very aggressive playstyle, obviously, from the Germans, and maybe overdoing it a bit here. But what they really need to do is at some point to make sure that they're pulling through here. Because Team Norway, they're smelling blood in the water right now. If they smell weakness, they're going to go for it. And they do what they can. But we have 1 level until the teams are hitting level 20 talents. 200 stacks now for Sylvana, so she's 45 away from getting her first quest reward. The Water Dragon, but Leo escaped. Leo got away. But here comes Varian. He wants the taunt. He gets the taunt. And guess what? The Entomb follows. And that's the poor man's buried alive as Stukov drops the lurking arm. And Lily is dead again. Honestly, at this point, Lily definitely the weakest link on the team. 5 deaths on her side. They're turning it up against Leorki, but that's just a baseline talent, a passive that is well used. So I can't really fault him for that. 18 points against 10 on the core, and the attack at the top left. There's a numbers advantage in a few seconds for Team Norway once that Leo respawns. Dino is dead again. So is Li Ming. Both of them gone. 21 kills to 16. Absolute bloodbath on the map here. It's crazy. And it is the Norwegian team that gets the next channel. They're coming in with Kirby, and they are shooting another 4 shots off to the blue team's core. 14 points to 10. That's what we're getting here right now. Damage output, 74,000 for Dino. Died 4 times, but he brings the pain. On the other hand, we have Li Ming with 55,000. And then Sylvanas with 38k for the red team. So, can Team Norway pull it off? They move down to the bottom of the map now. And they're attacking right here. First bell tower conversion on the blue team side for them. We got the Water Dragon upgraded. Double Dragon. And, of course, we have... Ooh, we have Taunt. Look at that. Vigilance. Alright, so Vigilance is in, and we're going to get a cooldown reduction for Taunt as Dino unlocks the Armani Resilience, and we got the Shooting Star for Tyrande. The Germans are behind. They're a little bit behind right now. Not necessarily in core points, but they're definitely behind in experience, and they're also behind in bell towers on the map. So they gotta get their act together. If they don't do that, then this might actually be a lead for Team Norway. So if the Germans fun around too much, then they're just done for. Team Norway, they're not accepting any mistakes. They see a mistake, they push, and they exploit it. Blaze is pushing at the top. Nice use of force of will here from Tyrande. Pumpkin's trying to make it through. And, yeah, still sitting fine. Oh! Varian having a little bit of an aneurysm over here, but they get the kill. They're taking down Tyrande. The problem is that they're losing too many heroes in the process. Varian, Leoric, and Zarya are all gone. And here comes Liming with another kill as she drops Stukov. Team Germany getting the big hits in, the big kills at this point. And looking good now. 25 to 17 kills for now. And the altar down at the bottom of the map, but they can finally push Norwegian teams into the single digits with 4 shots fired. They want more though. They want 5. They want to come in and take down the bell tower, and there's nobody stopping them. So this is going to be 5 shots fired if they take it right away. And of course they will pressure more for the next structures here too. Particularly Suljin is an absolute damage machine at this point. Died a few too many times and lost some stacks, so it would have been even worse. But his level 7 talent with 61 stacks alone is hurting a ton. Sylvanas has crossed over the 250 point threshold on her baseline quest and is sitting at 285 as is. But yep, the bell tower at the bottom of the map also gets channeled over. And it was only 4 shots fired. Sylvanas retook the top. So 4 shots fired is all that the blue team was able to take. And with that, we're getting ready for boss and the next objective. So in the middle, the Norwegian team just sitting tight for now. Looking for opportunities. The kill comm that they have been using is working. Always the taunt, always the follow-up. Ooh, and they're trying to go for... Nah, they're trying to go for the bait. It's a trap. Yeah, but Tyrande, obviously, she has the owl, sends it straight to Hogwarts. Hedwig is on its way. And is trying to connect here. They're connecting with Leo. And he's just ghosting around now, gets instantly killed. And now the wave of force isolation against Varian. Thunderbear is dead. And this should allow them very easily to take the boss without any real resistance, and of course this is going to lead to only 2 points on the core. There's a single altar coming up. The red team is now trying to retake the bell tower at the bottom of the map, and have very few things that they can actually do right now. And with only 2 points left on the core, it would be pretty important to retake this, just so that they have a stronghold at the bot lane that they can attempt to exploit. The problem is that Zarya finds herself very much alone, pops her ult in, here comes the wailing arrow, and Zarya still dies. Zarya goes down, and it is time for the Germans to chase the rest of the red team. That's the end of Leo, it's the end of Stukov, and it will be the end of game number 1. Great performance here from the Norwegian team, really well done, and they absolutely resisted as best as they could. But Ultralis completes the channel, and that finishes off game number 1 as the Germans take the lead in Group A against Team Norway. GG. I hope all of you guys are enjoying the Nations Cup. We have an epic event on hand right now, and it's tons of fun. But please keep in mind that events like the Nations Cup, like Meta Madness, the Bounty Cup, and many other tournaments that we've been running on the channel here to support Heroes Esports are only possible through either private supporters or campaigns that we have with partners on the channel. And right now, we have a campaign going on where you can support the channel for free and with a minimum of investor time. All that you gotta do is download Opera GX, which is a browser that has an integrated VPN, has tons of themes and other features that are directly targeted at gamers. But if you download the browser through the link below and install it, maybe watch a video too on YouTube, watch a live stream, or just play around with it a little bit, that already is enough to support the channel here. I would really appreciate if you could take a few minutes of your time to do exactly that. As I said before, it's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything, and I've actually seen quite a few people that then even switched over because they prefer the browser to others. Be it as it may, if you want to support the channel, there's an easy way to do it. So thank you very much in advance and enjoy the rest of the show today. Game number 2. Off we go, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield of Eternity is our map and the German team is in the lead. But Team Norway, they really put in some effort there. Super high kill game, and wow, Team Norway, they really pushed the blue team. Keep in mind that the 10 heroes that were played on the previous map cannot be played again. So those are already out. Every single hero in this tournament can only be played once. It was kind of funny on the live stream right now. This is mainly for the people watching on YouTube. Somehow we ended up talking about old messengers and started to talk about ICQ. And everybody apparently still remembers the ICQ number. So it's wild. I haven't thought about that program in so many years, but I still know my ICQ number by heart. And I remember that somebody messaged me at some point and said like he wanted to have the account because apparently those short ICQ numbers are pretty rare. I should probably at some point fire that up and check it out again. Back in the days, ICQ and IRC, those were really the tools. Oh, I miss those days. I mean, these days I guess we have Discord, but still. Those were good times. Now, Battlefield of Eternity is our second map. Keep in mind, this is a best of 3 series. We have the Germans funning around a little bit in some of their games recently, but at least on the first map, Norway pushed them a lot and was really going for it here. So kudos to the red team. Real nice to see them just push them this hard. Now, for Team Norway, it's obviously a bit of a weird situation because, as I said before, they are in a group with Team Serbia and Team Brazil. And Team Norway already played against the Serbians, and they lost that without taking a map. So for them, it is a bit tricky. Once they go up against Team Brazil, they need to lock in a victory if they want to have a chance to still end up in at least second place to make it out of the group for the last chance qualifier. I would assume that Team Germany is fairly safe to get out as first place, unless we're seeing some absolutely crazy stuff happening right now with Team Norway all of a sudden pulling off a reverse sweep, winning this one with a 2-1, and then getting crazy. Team Germany has already pretty much securely advanced, just on the map side alone. Thrall gets locked in first for the red team, and we got Johanna, whereas Chromie was the first pick together with Anna. So we have a nano-boosted Chromie that is going to be played by the German team. And on top of that, then Imperius, who of course with a quick lunge and stun can start to tee things up for Chromie and allow for some quick kills there. Hanzo, banned. They banned Sergeant Hammer as well. Never give the Germans the Panzer. It's not a good idea. 9. And well, they know, so they just banned they banned the Panzer, the tank out. Easy peasy. But okay, so what is our final ban for our second map? At this point, we're getting Chen banned out. Fat Illidan has been removed. Let him eat cake, ladies. Oh, now I want cake. Oof! I had really good sushi yesterday. But right now I'm looking at Chen and I don't know, like cake or oh, good tiramisu would be amazing right now. Oh, I'm not doing myself any favors here. Oh, okay, focus. Focus, heroes. So, we get Uther and we get Cassia. Uther is actually not something that I necessarily expected with this. Oh, and Qhira. Qhira plus Oriel. They love this double support recently, don't they? We've seen that a lot from them in the last 2 matches, I want to say. So, yeah, double support once more. Oriel and Anna. And then Urel over on the red team side with a triple front line now for them. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2. Let's go. Team Germany up against Team Norway. Well, map number 2. The Germans are in the lead, and they're starting off on the left in blue with Death Knight on Anna. We got Harzobs on Imperius, Ultralisk on Oriel. We had this before, by the way. Dino now on Qhira, and the Dark Wolf on Chromie. Over on the right side of the map, it is the Norwegian team with a great showing in game number 1. Let's see if they can maybe go a little bit farther here on the second map. Mikaku on Uther. We got Happy Capped with the Maelstrom weapon as usual on level 1. Kirby on Cassia. We got Siguten on Urel, and then Thunderbear on Johanna. And everybody is immediately moving down to the bottom of the map. Top laner not needed, apparently. Urel is sitting at the side. It might be the first one to move towards the top lane. Spray game is on point. At least on the German team. Whereas down here, yeah, Qhira tries to do her thing. Oh, and they're about to get the kill on Thrall. Nice connect from Imperius, and Thrall is gone. Well done. Urel jumping in and attempting to help out, but it's already a bit too late to that. And there we go. Qhira again with a bit of damage. And I'm honestly a little bit torn right now, because I'm looking at this and I'm asking myself, who do I like less as a pick? Qhira or Artanis? And I can't really answer that question. I think Qhira has played a lot less than Artanis, so I feel the priority that she's given by teams is exactly where it's supposed to be, at the bottom of the ranking. Artanis, though, too many people fall into that trap. I think that what irks me a little bit about him. So I think, yeah, that's fine. The Germans try to give themselves a little bit of a handicap, and boy, that fight down here. Jojo is the only one that dies on the red team. The blue team walks away with the camp, but whew, yeah, spicy quickly. So, up, there we go. Qhira is also a little bit more on the happy side. So, there we go. You see that? Comes in, gets a connect, starts to flip around them, goes whee, and it's just a happy panda. So, yeah, I think the priority that teams give her is exactly where it needs to be. Artanis, on the other hand, highly overrated. Again, lots of fun, don't get me wrong, I would love a rework for him, make him a bit more useful, but it's a little bit of a trap. 5 stacks already for Thrall, so if they're able to get a bit on that, I would actually say that would be pretty neat on the damage output for them. We are very early in the game, it's Cassia and Thrall mainly that are stacking here. And they're already getting a few more hits in. Thrall finding himself more so in the back currently. Definitely needs to start and jump onto some of those frontliners, especially when Qhira makes another engage. But Cassia with 18 stacks right now. And the hits keep coming. There comes the sleep dart as well. And topside is still at 1v1 between Urel and Imperius. So, we're off to the races. The first objective is announced right now. And we got camps that are getting attacked on both sides. Obviously, these bad boys over here also need to make sure that they're getting some mana, so a little trip to the Nexus is needed. And a little bit worrisome is the fact that Team Germany is already ahead by an entire level. That's not something that you want to happen this early in the game. Siguten topside is also having some trouble with Urel, especially now that Ultralisk is saying hello, so they need to head back quickly. But at least level 4 talents are available for both. But it is time for the Immortal, and let's see how that's gonna go. Quick stun from Uther, trying to safeguard Cassia, and well, that's not working. Cassia gets attacked, the heals are there, but they're not enough, or are they? Kirby is low, and Kirby is dead. And he's not the only one. It's a triple, baby! Yeah, Jojo and Thrall also eliminated. 3 heroes down, 5 kills to 0 now, as Team Germany is on their way to their first objective. Trying to win the halftime show over here, getting the damage connected. 18 stacks now for Chromie, as the red team is slowly bringing it back and trying again in the middle of the map. A bit of counter damage attempted, but they were basically just tickling the Immortal. Not really dishing out damage or anything. Here they want the kill though. Oh, and they got very close, but they can't lock it in. And now Thrall is in trouble again. And Thrall is gone. Qhira getting the hit and the damage over time. And that's another kill. Kill number 6. And they go straight up for Urel and drop her too. Yeah, the Germans got a little bit aggressive over here. And oof, it's getting wild. We have now 7 kills to 0. With Imperius moving down to the bottom of the map, trying to hold the experience here and get the team a bit farther ahead. Ana with a pew 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 over here, getting the damage over time connected, which is actually working quite nicely for them. But Qhira is the first one to fall on the blue team side as Dino gets targeted, and this is the first kill for Team Norway. 30 stacks for Cassia at the 4-minute mark. That's very, very strong. And Thrall isn't really doing too bad either. Sitting at 16 and they get a kill. Hazorbs gets dropped. Hazorbs gets killed, falls as the red team is pushing this further and is trying to get some counter damage going. Happy Capped is now attacking, and they are attempting to lower that shield a bit. I don't think they can still win the first objective, but they will do whatever they can to get it at least as low as possible. But, of course, there's only so much you can do here. They try to go for Chromie, and, well, the Dark Wolf, besides him running out of mana, is still looking fine here. So there was a bit of damage at the bottom fort that has been done against the red team. Top side is the one that the Immortal will move through, though. And here comes level 8, which also allows Chromie to now utilize Temporal Loop, of course. And, yeah, we'll see. We have Thrall currently... So they're taking Thrall out as he's trying to escape, but the attack at the top lane is what I suspect that they would be focusing on. Instead, we are still having more aggression from the blue team, driving a wedge between the defenders and the topside fort, allowing the Immortal to absolutely going ham. Attacks keep coming over here, and that's a whip into the wall against Urel. The fort is losing hit points, and it looks very much like this one is going to get dropped, especially with the entire minion wave now being also inspired. So huge inspire buff kicking in there. They go for Cassia, and she's safe. Uther with a safeguard play, but Imperius now coming in. Ana is gone, Chromie's gone. Cassia and Urel both die as well. It is a quad kill all in all, as now Qhira comes in. Whee! Spin to win, baby! They go for Thrall, and they drop him. Huge fight at the top lane. 11 kills to 4 now overall. And still the push for the keep at the top side. They want to open the wall up at a minimum, and that's exactly what they're doing here. 3 attackers still in play. But I guess it's slowly time to move back. Even with them running level 10 abilities now. They got Resurrect. Let's not forget, they have a double support here. No real main tank. Imperius essentially doubling in big team fights as a main tank for them. But they're utilizing Ana and Oriel in order to sustain themselves through these fights. And so far, that is working. They're getting another connect, and that's Thrall in trouble. He's at 18 stacks, needs 7 more in order to get his first quest reward and increase his output. But instead, we have Jojo that falls. They're trying to go for Uther, who barely makes it. Thrall, a little bit on the safe side here. They are moving farther away from the keep. They have to really engage now if they don't want to lose this one. It's tricky, though, since they don't have heroic abilities. They don't want to engage too hard, but most of those are already on cooldown. The only one that is not is Resurrect from Oriel, so they could go for the attack. Urel is in trouble, jumps the keep, and gets out. More experience tickling in for Team Norway, but it's still half a level until they have heroic abilities. It's tough for them. It's really dicey right now. The German team is just applying pressure. More and more pressure here. And if there's just a little bit more, then they're going to turn that topside keep into a diamond. They're doing well. They're doing extremely well right now. And they want this one. And they should be able to get it because, again, 10 is so far away still for the red team. Thrall, can he at least get some extra stacks in? 1, that's just not enough. He needs to have the 25. They lose the keep, and the pressure just continues. 35,000. Oh my god. Ultralisk with Oriel is the top damage dealer for the blue team. Qhira is behind him with 32,000, and Cassia is at 28k. Damage Oriel by Ultralisk. Yeah, once an assassin, always an assassin. That's what we're getting here. So he's getting the big damage in with his play, and it's working. I mean, right now we have 12 kills to 4. Here come the level 10 abilities. Sundering! And the Divine Shield on Jojo. They turn it on Qhira, and they drop her again. Thrall gets pushed in, wants to have a few more attacks too, gets the 24, the 25 stacks, has the quest reward, big damage output from him right now. They're trying another kill, try to go for Imperius, and he's getting killed by the camp. Oriel and Imperius both getting killed by the camp, and now that they have level 10, Team Norway is really starting to bring this back. Ultralisk, they're still waiting to see if he's using Resurrect. So far that's not the case. And yeah, not happening. Already about to respawn, so no reason to drop the cooldown there. Big hits, by the way, from Cassia as well. She's at 58 stacks, which is extremely solid. But now we have that movement speed bonus for Thrall and also more attack damage. They have way more damage now in single targets that they can try and use here. So good job by Thrall. Can they get the damage in and connect it, though? They're trying to go for Oriel again, and there's the kill. Once again, the red team, hyper-aggressive. They're looking for it, but they're losing both Cassia and Johanna. The rest of the team on the run, and Urel doesn't make it either. Always these aggressive plays by Team Norway, but they oftentimes backfire since they lose too many heroes on the way back out. So tricky for them. Ultralisk doesn't revive himself, by the way. Waits for the cooldown once more. The Immortal still on the map as they're getting the attack going. In comes Thrall. Looks for a few hits. Can't really make that work, though. Is still buying some time here and is using that altar really nicely. Juke Master 2000. Happy capped. He doesn't get the heal. I was waiting for Uther. Uther is a little traitor over here. Somebody needs to call out Mekaku. I think he was in range for Divine Shield and he just didn't drop it on Thrall. Probably because he's too ugly. He was like, nope, I'm only Divine Shield pretty people. Thrall doesn't fall into that category. So, yeah, maybe should go to a dentist or two. If you can make that smile a little bit prettier, maybe Uther gets a Divine Shield in. Maybe I'm not fair enough and Mekaku was actually not in range, but that looked, he was close. He was really close. I'm seeing what you're doing here. Yeah, we definitely noticed. 16 kills to 8, 2-level advantage. And now the attack at the halftime show. Once again, the red team. They go for Death Knight. They go for Granny. I mean, if you're into that stuff. And they take Anna down. But the fight in a 4 versus 5 immediately continues. Once again, they move in. Oriel is now gone too. Both of the healers are eliminated. No more sustain for the German team. They got at least 1 kill. They want more. They go for Jojo. And all she's able to do is get out another Condemn. Urel trying to escape as well. Creates a little bit of space for herself. And hoppity hop. The Space Goat over the wall. Trying to get out. Ultralisk, of course, looking for some additional damage here. But it's not happening. Imperius in the meantime makes the lunge, gets the interrupt, and gets stunned out. There's the vision, and Imperius is still able to get away. Makes the risky play, but survives throughout all of it. 64 stacks for Cassia. She's sitting at 42,000 damage now, so the girl is doing well. Death Knight is apparently, he needs new glasses because he's just eating the stuns. He doesn't care. He's just sitting there. He's gone AFK. He went down. His mom called from the other level and said like, hey, food's ready. Like, take the trash out, dude. And so, yeah, Death Knight is actually AFK. Death Knight is actually AFK. You gotta be kidding me. Like, what the hell? He is actually AFK. I'm not even joking. Death Knight is taking out the trash because mommy got mad. That's what's happening here. That's literally what's happening. And the blue team just sits there and is like, yeah, it's fine, dude. You'll be back in time. You'll be back in time for the finish. That's actually crazy. Oh, there we go. He was at least fast about it. So, yeah, he took the trash out like a boss. Like an absolute boss. Well, off we go. At this point, we are having a quick hit right there for the keep. They are, oh, the stun connect again on Imperius. And now they're coming in with a double kill. They're taking out Jojo. They're taking out Cassia. The keep is already about to be gone. There's still a shield on the Immortal. And with 4 heroes falling, there's absolutely no doubt what's happening here. They're going for the victory. 23 kills to 10. And this is all she wrote. Big hits, big damage, and a 5-man team wipe to close out the series. Cassia ending it with 69 stacks. Nice. As the core goes down and Team Germany wins the match with a 2-0 and wins Group A and therefore qualifies for the next phase of the tournament. GG.